Today we're working on outside hand attacks and outside hand recovery. Outside hand attacks by the defender, that is. I'm showing them here, like, let's say with a double hand swipe, that defender is ultimately getting our hand to cross our midline, or at least get to our midline. When that happens, a lot of times our outside hip and outside foot come with it, meaning they come forward because our hips and hands follow, or feet follow our hands, and we end up creating a short edge. So I asked these young bright guys, hey, knowing that, what do you do to mitigate it? Right there, he shows it. Create space with your feet. So we kind of talk about other solutions. He said, well, I could come with the inside hand. Yeah, you can. It's not completely wrong. It's not completely right either. It has the weaknesses. You see that short edge right there. You see the spin. There's no right or wrong. Technically, there's just better positions and better spacing. And sometimes you just got to pull the rabbit out of the hat. It is what it is. If someone says things are foolproof, they are full of shit. And that's the truth. So the answer for most things is it depends, like the inside hand. It depends. So we start the day with a very basic drill. The defender has a double hand swipe to the outside hand, try to beat them to the outside. Offensive player is supposed to regain position and spacing and replace that hand. The minute that hand gets replaced, the game's over. You could literally do this with your eyes closed. So it's not some crazy game with all kinds of affordances and stuff like that. We're just drilling. There's still value in that. We've done drills for decades in football. Everyone's made it out okay for the most part. You're still working posture and spacing and timing and hand replacing mechanics. It's all being worked. But this is kind of the beginning stages of what I call rehearsed sparring, something I learned from a professional MMA cornerman, Doug Christophus. So here's what rehearsed sparring might look like. And let's say the most rudimentary way is jabs only. One athlete's trying to land the jab while the other one's trying to defend it. So the shots are real, the timing's real, the reactions are real. But again, you can only throw jabs. So the question might be, why would you isolate the jab? And without getting too technical, it's just a primary tool for fighters. You know, whether you're creating offense or disrupting reactions or managing distance, you get a ton of exposure in a game like this to that lead hand. And now you're not just memorizing moves, you're developing behaviors because you're learning how to use the lead hand effectively, how to recognize it visually, how to position yourself around it, and how to defend against it under pressure. Because even though it's a jab, you mess around, you're still going to get hit in the mouth. So likely the question becomes, why are we just isolating, attacking the outside hand in offensive line play? One, it's very common. But two, we're trying to train that behavior. The hand replacement itself is not the skill in isolation. The deeper skill is we're looking for them to maintain or regain position and spacing with their feet and hips, which allows them to recover and replace that hand and continue to solve the problem without panicking. And with the rehearsed sparring, you just don't stay there exchanging jabs. You got to layer in complexity. So you could go from jabs to double jabs to any lead hand strike to any lead hand strike combination. And if you really want to make it hard, every time you throw a lead hand strike, your partner gets to throw a counter punch, because this keeps you honest and this keeps you learning and this keeps you being exposed to actual game-like threats and problems. And that's what we're ultimately looking for. You to develop the behaviors to solve those problems. And that's what we do with football. We layer in complexity. So they went from the double hand swipe only to now they could get there anyway, as long as they're attacking the outside hand. Go to their inside hand to their outside hand. You have this cross chop move where you could do a rip or swim opportunity. You have this chop swim move. It doesn't matter. They're attacking the outside hand. It could be them grabbing the wrist, where the defender grabs the wrist and tries to raise it over their head. Or even in the NFL, where we're seeing this kind of arm drag movement where the offense or defensive players are doing like a wrestling arm drag, pulling that arm across the midline. So now we bring some life to the rehearsed sparring. So the objective's the same for the defender. He's trying to attack that outside hand to beat them outside, but now he could do it however he wants. Chops, drags, doesn't matter. And this doesn't change the principles for the offensive player. He's still going to have to use his feet to get into a good position and regain spacing and leverage to replace that hand. And the minute he replaces that hand, he wins. But now he has to explore different ways and that helps him further understand the relationship between hands, feet, and hips. From there, we continue to add in difficulty. We add in a shot clock, basically. So now they don't win after that initial reset where they replace their hand. Now for 3 to 4 seconds, they have to continue to replace that hand while the defender's objective remains the same. They're going to attack that outside hand for the duration of the shot clock, duration of the rep, and still trying to beat them outside only. So they know that, so they can cheat a little. And finally, we give the defender the option of the bull rush. So after they initially attack the outside hand, they no longer just have to beat them outside. They can run right through them. We don't tell the offensive player when it's going to happen. We just tell them that it can happen. It's up to the defender if they're going to go outside or inside after the initial outside hand attack. And that a threat of the bull rush keeps everybody honest.